The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys! This is Mick Shots, streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app. Now, here are Bill Jones, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
And here it is, a beautiful Tuesday morning here at the Star in Frisco. And we are inside the SWBC podcast studio with another edition of Mick Shots. And wow, what a great day. There needs to be football players on the football field today.
We have rules, Bill.
I think they deserve a day off.
Well, they do, but it's such a nice day outside. We finally got rid of that humidity.
Am I on? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Can you not hear us?
Not through here, I can't.
Okay. Well, we'll work on that problem.
Okay. We're right here.
We'll just speak up.
Right. Yeah, why not?
That's right. You won't be able to hear the phone calls today.
That's right. Ooh, the many phone calls. Yeah.
All right. So, basking in the glory of a Sunday night win still, Mickey Spagnola, did you get a good night's sleep?
I did.
Okay. Very good.
Cat napped all the way through the Monday night football game. But I made it to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Robert Saleh didn't make it to the end.
No, he did not. The breaking news.
I had to wait for a moment. That was a good moment to slide that in there.
The breaking news this morning, and so they won't be talking about the Cowboys. Well, of course, the Cowboys won, so they aren't talking about the Cowboys on ESPN.
I can't find any of my friends out there now.
Nobody wants to talk about the Cowboys when they win, but they're talking about the Jets. So you're going to get your fill of New York Jets football, Jets, Jets, all day today because he made a decision to fire Woody Johnson made a decision to fire Robert Saleh, and Jeff Ulbrich is the new interim head coach for the rest of the season. 2-3 record. They just played in London. I thought, well, maybe they have the bye week this week, having just played in London. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to make a change, sometimes that'll be the case. But actually, they play Monday night. They play the Bills.
So they got an extra day for the new coach to
coach
him up.
That's right. Yeah.
Boy, we're firing coaches at 2-3.
Mm-hmm.
So is it too early to give up on your coach?
Well, if the quarterback doesn't like him.
Well, he's in his fourth season, and the red flag on it was last week when there was I don't remember the circumstances, but the head coach said something about the penalties and
false starts you talked about.
Something like that. Mm-hmm. And the quarterback said, well, maybe we just need to start keeping these players accountable. We're talking about the head coach.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
When
that relationship sours, then when Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback, then
I remember him just flipping backwards, trying not to criticize him for Rodgers for not showing up, for the camp, off-season camp deals, and tripping over himself, just trying to not to say anything. Oh, no, he's fine. No, he can go do acid in the desert or whatever the hell he was doing. It's okay. Isn't that hallucinogenics? I don't know what the hell he was doing. He went back to the 60s on this stuff, man. And, he's able to do that. And, oh, yeah, welcome back, Aaron. You're good, bro. We just need your receivers to be on the same page with you. But, hey, you good. And now here we are. I tell you, boy.
Being on the same page might mean something, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Might.
Well, yeah, if you can find him, you have to find him.
You got to find the page first.
So I guess
this occurred to me. So when Saleh went from San Francisco, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
To the Jets, because they lost an assistant coach to a head coaching job. They got extra draft picks.
That's right.
So when he gets fired, you got to give the draft picks back.
That's an idea.
Those are my draft picks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good.
You owe us. How long did he last? 2 years? 3?
He was in his fourth year.
Fourth.
Yeah,
oh.
5 games into
fine.
his fourth season.
Time flies.
Like I said, they put so much into last year, and when the Achilles thing happened, it just – I'm still curious as to how good they would have been if he would have.
So really, he lost his job 4 plays into last season when the quarterback suffered an Achilles injury.
He just didn't know it. Nate said it started with the coach saying the cadence may be an issue.
That's what it was. It was the cadence
may be an issue.
Yeah, that's what it was.
For false starts?
Nate in Frisco, yes.
For the false starts, yes.
Yeah, and that's when the quarterback said, well, maybe we just need to start keeping the players accountable.
So he's sensitive. He's just a little sensitive. You say something to somebody who's, as the young folks say, in his feelings. And, now, I'm out of here because I slipped and said the wrong thing. Crazy, man. That kind of stuff. Old school stuff is, let me meet you outside when I pack up all my stuff. When I pack up all my stuff, me and you just go in a quiet room somewhere. Nobody needs to watch. And let's just talk about this.
Hash it out. No, we got text messages.
We're civilized now, aren't we? We're civilized.
We got Facebook.
Now. Yeah, that's good.
We can get it out there. We got X.
Thank God. Yeah, we got X.
So the Jets lost to the Vikings in London on Sunday, 23-17.
Did they at least let him ride back?
I think he did. He was able to ride back.
Didn't leave him behind. Who was the coach that got college coach that got fired on the tarmac or something?
That was Edwards.
Was it Herm Edwards?
Arizona State.
Yeah,
right?
that was hilarious, man. They fired him. Hey, man, we don't need you to go into the locker room. Your stuff is outside, already packed up. You're good. You got a ride home? All right, good.
we got an Uber for you.
Yeah, you need an Uber? They wouldn't even let him go in the locker room to say goodbye to the guys. They caught him in the end zone. Oh, my goodness. At home. At least he was at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's at home.
He could drive, right?
Crazy. Yeah, how bad
So they've got 12 games to salvage their season.
Yeah. I mean, it's 2-3.
That's what
that's what Woody Johnson's thinking, is that we got 12 games. Now we can see, and I can Jeff Ulbrich seems like a guy who has head coach traits about him, and he can give him a test drive here for the next 12 games, and we'll see what happens.
Or 3 or 4.
No, what's going to happen is, this is what's going on. They're putting everything in Aaron Rodgers' hands, right? He's trusting Aaron Rodgers over the head coach. And let's see how that goes. Maybe Aaron Rodgers
is the head coach.
He's the head coach. That's just all it is. Don't say anything to piss me off right now, all right? Because I am the head coach. That's basically what's happening right now.
You think somewhere Mike McCarthy's smiling?
Why do you say that?
Well, we heard the rumors at the end in Green Bay that they weren't seeing eye to eye.
No, Aaron Rodgers run this whole thing.
There were issues with Matt LaFleur too.
Yeah,
between Rodgers and LaFleur.
So we know what's going on, guys.
So Jeff Ulbrich is the defensive coordinator. So
the bottom line is when you.
He's still the defensive coordinator.
Well, that's been his position, and so he will still exactly. He's a defense. So and truthfully, as we get to the bottom of this, Jeff Ulbrich is still the defensive coordinator.
Still the defensive coordinator.
Nathaniel Hackett is
the offensive
in name, the offensive coordinator. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers now is the offensive coordinator and the head coach. There you go.
That's just the way it is, guys. Just the way it is. And you know what? It may be more comfortable around there now that we got this whole
we've sorted
this guy out of the way. We all know that I'm the guy. So, it may be better. It may be better.
And the good thing here is that the quarterback goes to the head coach's hometown and visits the old family bar.
Mm-hmm.
Night before
I went to the
game.
house. They were at the house.
The house.
Yeah, that's even better.
Yeah,
that's even better.
Yeah.
But when you look at this whole week, I'm just so happy that the players are getting their flowers today, and they're not concentrating on all the negativity in the game and the interceptions, the fumbles, all of that. I think, and to me, when you have a good defense like that, a defense that plays well, it can cover up a lot of problems. And that's the way the NFL usually is. Your offense is never perfect. Your defense gives them chances. And your offense needs to know how to finish a game, whether it's situational or otherwise.
You know what, though? If the 24-hour rule is up,
Yes.
and now they put in that Lions tape.
Yeah.
You're not playing the Pittsburgh Steelers this week. The defense is not playing the Pittsburgh Steelers this week.
They're playing the number 3 ranked offense.
And
they average 151 yards a game rushing.
And by the way, it's a Detroit Lions team coming off a bye week, too.
And they're still pissed off about that.
That's right.
Yeah. They're still pissed off.
Oh, and one other thing.
They've been working on that tackle eligible for 2 weeks now.
I know that.
Dan
Hey,
Skipper,
referee.
that's all they worked on
did you
during the
see
bye
that?
They flew
week.
in the referee to practice. Hey, man, this is what we're going to be
Did
doing.
you see him
all they worked on.
report in their last time they
I did
played?
not.
Dan Skipper.
Skipper reports in, and the official, and for those of you that aren't watching, both hands he pointed at him and said, "Report it in."
Lesson
It was
learned.
hilarious.
Lesson learned.
Hilarious. He reported in. The other thing that I noticed is that the NFL's leading sacker right now is Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh, I'm not
Man,
surprised.
he's far.
Didn't he have like 4 in one game? Or-
4. He had 4 against Tampa. No, it was 4.5.
Wow.
Against Tampa Bay.
Wow.
But he leads the league with 6.5.
And if you looked up his quarterback pressures,
25.
it's like far and away.
Yeah.
He's doubled. He's lapped the field on quarterback pressures.
Well,
so you think
where do the Cowboys have a soft spot?
not anymore.
Well, we'll see. Guyton nicked up his knee, but they're saying
Yeah. So what's up with that?
he's day to day. I saw where he said he wanted to get back in the game, and they were like, "No,
We're good.
I don't know. We better let this thing rest or whatever."
Okay.
But if he's not, you probably go the same way, right?
Yeah.
Tyler Smith at left tackle, T.J. Bass at guard.
Pick up where we left off.
Now,
You have no choice.
But if he's healthy,
then you go back to where you were.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the deciding point on all that would be, and I'm sure that's the way you need to go, is Tyler Guyton better at left tackle than T.J. Bass is at guard?
is he?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, T.J. Bass, I thought, played decently.
I've liked TJ Bass every time he's played.
And they ran the ball pretty well, even though they had to make that change. And again, I mean, this was off the top of my head yesterday, but I don't remember Tyler Smith playing tackle since his rookie year. So I think you got to judge. Now, you don't want to stop progress, or maybe you sit a game or two and reset.
Okay, what about this? Who says that you have to have an offensive lineman play every snap in a game? Nate and Frisco, chime in. That's what the Commanders are doing right now. They've got a second-round draft pick left tackle, Brandon Coleman out of TCU. He was either a late second-round, early third-round pick. And he's getting some decent reviews. He's not playing the full game at left tackle. He's been coming in for series. They're not alternating on plays or anything,
Right.
but they're alternating maybe every other series or every third series where he's getting about the half the snaps of all the other offensive linemen because he's a rookie. He's just learning, And there are some other teams that have done that with their rookies. The Ravens did it with their rookie right tackle, Rosengarten, where they're playing McCary, who's normally a guard, out at right tackle, and Rosengarten would get 20 to 25 snaps a game just as he gets acclimated to the NFL. There's nothing that says you can't do something like that, but you don't want Tyler Smith to play left guard and then you're giving Guyton a series off, so you switch him. You can't do that. It's
But you said they are doing it in
other places. They're doing it not with a guard during the game where he's playing guard and tackle.
Okay.
It's strictly a tackle for tackle.
Well, do you remember, and if I get this wrong, I'm sure Nate will chime in. So it would have been late 80s, somewhere in there, where the Cowboys had Gogan and Dave Weidel.
They would alternate.
And they were alternating. One was the run blocker, and one was the pass blocker.
That had to be in 89. 88 or 89.
I'm thinking it was 88 maybe.
Because that's when we were in dire straits. We were really depleted in talent.
Yeah.
I think that
might have been 87. I don't know.
I think it was 87.
I think one of them was a rookie. I'm sure Nate will
It was
remember.
common.
You think it's so 87? They've been doing the strike.
Before,
they've been doing the strike.
Maybe.
You think it was doing the strike?
Or after the strike.
Okay.
I think it was fairly common.
They would send the
where
guard
they would
in.
guards in,
Right.
would alternate on every play and bring the play in from the sideline.
Right.
Yeah, that's what Tom would do.
Yeah. Right. And then one game they did it with the quarterbacks against Chicago.
Oh, God. You're bringing that stuff up because you know that's not good.
Well, you know what? It ended up good. You know why?
Because it got Jimmy here.
No, I'm talking 1971 when it happened against Chicago. 23.
Oh, you're talking then.
Yeah,
okay.
the quarterback shuffle.
Right. That made that
and that was a 23-19 loss to Chicago, and then
that this is not
on
working.
Monday he announced that Staubach's a quarterback,
Right.
and the Cowboys won 10 straight games and won the Super Bowl.
There you go.
So
that
it did
part,
end up
that
all right.
part.
Yeah. Okay, Mickey's looking at his legal pad.
I was just trying to
You going to tease something for the next segment here?
Since we solved the offensive line issues.
Yes,
already,
that's all done.
How did we solve it? You're going with Guyton if he's healthy.
If he's healthy.
Okay.
Stick with the same lineup
So
that
what
we
seemed
had.
to work pretty well for the last
And I guess
3
he
quarters.
got everybody's attention that the Cowboys are going to work out the wide receiver, Mims. Is that it?
It's not Marvin Mims.
It's from. He's from here. I just saw it.
Okay.
Jerry.
Well, we'll get that name, and we'll be back with more Mix Shots brought to you by Miller Lite in just a moment.
Next time. Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pregame sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
Miller Lite is brewed with great taste and only great taste.
The Miller Brewing Company would like to issue a correction. Miller Lite is brewed to be less filling. What are you doing here?
Miller Lite tastes great.
Look, I'm just reading the script. It says less filling.
That's not what my script says.
Well, mine said.
We'd like to apologize for the previous announcers. Miller Lite is in fact less filling and tastes great. Time to shine, legal guy.
Celebrate responsibly. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Beer. 96 calories and 3.2 grams carbs per 12 ounces. Fewer calories and carbs than premium regular beer.
Back to Mixed Shots.
The most action-packed motorsports experience in the world returns to Arlington. Head to AT&T Stadium on Saturday, October 26th for Monster Jam and watch 4 Marvel Monster Jam trucks make their Arlington debut. Tickets are on sale now at SeatGeek.com, the official ticketing partner of AT&T Stadium.
When is that?
That is October 26th.
October 26th. Man, my grandsons would love that.
For real?
Wow. You know what?
If we get an employee discount, man. You can go.
Maybe if we could get a suite, that would be really sweet.
That would be really nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually,
they want to be close. They don't want to be in a suite.
No, but I want to be in a suite.
Oh, yeah, you want to be.
Do the windows shut?
You don't like
No,
the
they're
dirt?
open. They're open.
All the dirt
suites are
flying
open.
around.
Well, if you can reach it up there, geez, a lot of dirt.
All right. You got any dirt on anybody?
No dirt.
It is Denzel Mims is the
Yes.
wide receiver out
Okay.
of Baylor who is working out for the Cowboys today, former second-round pick who was with Carolina in training camp.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Jerry Jones on the Fan this morning. Did you take a listen to Jerry?
I did.
Okay. Any highlights? He says Tyler Guyton has a good chance for this week.
So it sounds like he's day to day. We'll see.
How about Micah?
He wasn't as sure.
If
he's got a high ankle sprain, it's going to be 2 weeks, and then you got the bye. I just can't imagine he's going to just
Okay, so hold on.
miraculously come running out on the field.
Hold on. Nate from Frisco.
Oh, I saw.
Oh, you saw it. Okay.
No, I did.
It started with the coach saying the cadence may be an issue, and then it said it failed because Waddell was trash. So,
No, that was
is not related to the cadence.
that's two different
That's
ones.
okay.
Dave
Well,
White.
the
cadence was
cadence
Rodgers.
The
was
guard.
The guard substitution or whatever. Yeah, that
Waddell,
failed.
Gogan
It
thing.
failed because Waddell was trash. So Gogan was the man, as we know. Obviously, Waddell wasn't. Thank you.
Nate from Frisco now is learning that whatever he texts, just understand that it's going to get broadcast.
Oh, he knows. He knows.
All right. Anything else
So,
from Jerry?
and Jerry's answer to the workout was, we just continue to look for depth and don't ever pay attention to the players that come through here working out. That particularly, they are particularly. He's saying we're in a good spot here. They like Flournoy.
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 Emphasis is on the second
The
syllable.
thing you have to be ready for
like annoy.
is
Just think of annoy. Like
Annoy.
what I'm doing to you
Like
right
we're
now.
annoying you right now.
right, you're going to annoy me. And that what they have to consider is, what if one of the guys now gets hurt?
Mm-hmm.
Who's your next wide receiver to help out?
And that's what this guy's for.
Yeah, and I don't know that there's another wide receiver on the practice squad, Cropper, who had a good training camp.
Jalen Cropper. We need another Jalen in the wide receiving corps.
It's the Jalen's.
The Jalen's taking over.
So yeah, that's one of the things they always try to do, just to see what kind of condition these guys are in, just in case. That I don't think he's been with a team this summer. So anyway, that's what he had to say.
I'm going to give a quick shout out to Coach Zimmer. You know, last couple of games been pretty impressive. I know the teams were not all that good, even though the Giants came up and upset everyone's thought process.
Mm-hmm.
I like how we are working with these backups, and yet we're still coordinated. And we stayed coordinated during the entire game in an extremely hostile environment. Justin Fields, all of his problems aside, we played the run 2 weeks in a row very well. And I'm not going to sit up here and dump on the Steelers, because they'll come back next week and show you just what kind of team they are, just like the Giants have done and really have been doing, trying to hang in there with the problems that they're having. Cowboys have been beating a couple of really good teams. They can say what they want. The Cowboys beat a couple of really good teams, and their defense led the way.
So it already started Monday on talk radio.
Oh, okay.
It's like, well, yeah, okay, that was the Steelers. Now we're going to see what they can do against Detroit. It's never good. It minimizes, because going in, everybody was all fired up about the Steelers and how they were going to run the ball right down their
big
throats.
Big Najee coming, that's a big stud,
Yeah, and then that didn't happen.
No, it did not.
And also started, with the Giants
With
too.
the Giants.
Yeah, or you got to go on the road. You got to play the Giants. There, I don't know. and then they stopped them, and it's like, well, that was the Giants.
Right.
So just watch. Don't keep trying to make conclusions on one game or 5 games.
Matchups are important, Spags. I don't think people realize that. You can go into especially if you're talking a divisional game. You're talking about being on the road. That was important. And then you look and see what they did to the Seahawks just a couple of days ago. It translated into a really good win for us. And that led to the momentum that we have right now defensively. Of course, challenges every week. So, yes, we don't want to rest on our laurels. Challenges every week. Yes, I get that. But don't degrade us for not playing well when we don't win. And then you ignore when we play well when we do win. So that's all. That's just the narrative I'm talking about. As far as coaches are concerned, yes, they are always looking to get better. They're never going to try and rest on what they did the previous game. We've got to try to build on it, not rest on it. So I'm sure that's where the Cowboys are. But the narrative itself, it can be annoying as hell.
So San Francisco, by the way, has to play
Kansas City before Dallas.
At Seattle and then Kansas City.
They're playing Seattle on Thursday.
Oh, they are.
At Seattle on Thursday.
Okay.
And what are they? 2-3 right now?
2-3.
So short week at Seattle. Seattle's smarting after losing to the Giants. That's a toss-up game.
Right.
It is.
All right.
And then
but let's say they lose.
City
let's say they lose. Then they get Kansas City at home, I think, right? Or is it?
Home.
Let's say
they lose that.
They could be 2-5 with the Cowboys coming there.
Or 3-4. So
do you want them to be 2-5, or would you prefer them to be 3-4?
I don't care. When we come in, when we come in, they don't care what the record is. It doesn't matter what the narrative is before that. When we come in, it's everything. The slate is wiped.
Whatever their record is, I don't want everybody building them up. Right?
Right.
San Francisco, And then if you happen to win, they're not
they've
very
been having
good.
Problems all year. In this position. Yeah, the same thing they've been having. They need to fix that. Yeah, okay. Right.
Well, how much are they trying to get Christian McCaffrey back as soon as possible?
No
I
kidding.
ain't mad at him either.
And nothing against Jordan Mason, who has done well, but he's not Christian McCaffrey.
Right.
Yeah. By the way, one final note on the Steelers. You're talking about the Cowboys' defense and how they performed, and the quarterback situation in Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin has his press conference on Tuesday, and Tomlin said today Russell Wilson is scheduled to be a full participant in practice on Wednesday. He'll get reps with the second team. As not to disrupt Justin's preparation. And another beat reporter says Tomlin speaks quite differently about his quarterbacks this week. Last couple of weeks came in, basically said Justin Fields is starting. Didn't say that this week, said he will see how Russell Wilson gets through the week of practice first. Sure sounds like there is a good chance Wilson starts if he proves he's healthy during the week.
Well, last week someone asked him, what does Justin Fields have to do to keep the job? And he was pretty plain and simple.
Play well and win.
Just win.
That's what I like about him. He keeps it plain and simple. He ain't trying to trick nobody.
That's right.
Don't be reading between the lines. I'm telling you what I said.
Yeah.
And that's it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like about Tomlin.
That was good. Just win.
Yep.
We count wins. So, we'll see what happens there. But your good point about Zim. And, what they had to piece together in that game.
Dude.
You were without your top 4 defensive ends.
And how about what it says to all of the starters whenever they get back, whether it's Micah, Deron Bland, D-Law, whatever, what you can do when everybody does their job in a disciplined way.
That's right.
And young guys probably
aggressively.
Young guys probably aren't freelancing.
They were aggressive. I mean, they weren't sitting back catching blows. They were aggressive, moving the line of scrimmage, especially on the defensive line. They were moving the line of scrimmage backwards. And every time Najee tried to run the ball, he was not comfortable. And I know that he was looking forward to being comfortable because he saw the film. Not this time. That was impressive.
Because I'm guessing Chauncey Golston probably had the best game of his career.
5 tackles.
He had 5 tackles, a half a sack, and a quarterback hit. And he's used to just kind of rotating in. But again, sometimes, and I would have to look this up, when you get 59 90% of the snaps, 52 snaps, you're playing, right? You get into some rhythm. You kind of start seeing things and you play well. Jerry had a good answer to that, by the way.
What's that?
He said, he was talking about young guys. He goes, I like any opportunity we have to play young players, and of course I don't like the fact that we have to do that because of injuries, but I do like to see these young players play because you have to handicap a team. Your season is 1.5 college seasons long. I used to say 2 college seasons. So take a player that's at one level of maturation or one level of capability. When we start a training camp and you take it all the way through January or the next year, if you will, you've got a guy that has now evolved. And if you think back to training camp, he kept talking about guys that he thought should have played more. The young guys should have played more last year, didn't get snaps. Well, they're getting snaps now. Think about where Overshone would be if he had played last year, and now what he's doing right now, but he's getting snaps, right? So you get snaps, maybe you improve, if you're capable of improving.
I've told you, I got into it with Clarence and Jacques. And
Jacques Taylor.
Yeah, you know, these guys, the media, you know, some of you guys are just very cynical about things. That's just the way it is. And
you guys.
Rightfully so, right. Rightfully so. The Cowboys have warranted that because of the failures that they've had in recent years, and for about 20 damn years. So, but anyway.
28.
Yeah, so I understand that. But I'm talking to them as what a player thinks. You can believe what you want. As a player, I can't believe what you write about me. I know me better than you know me. You see what I'm saying? So if you're talking about what my potential is, then you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Only I know what my potential is. And that's the way all of those practice team players need to think. Just because I'm a practice team player, I'm only that now. If I don't do well, then I may remain that, or maybe less than that. But if I do well, then that's me writing my own narrative. That's not me saying I am a practice player, so I don't deserve to be out there. I don't understand the mentality of anyone letting someone else determine what your wealth is or what your greatness is. That's my problem. And so mine is from an optimistic view. I believe that they can do better until they show me they can't. That's what I'm.
You know what? And that happens. I think it happens in all walks of life.
It does.
Think about if you have a coach that's the quality control coach, right? And you might have to go somewhere else to become the wide receiver coach, because here you're still the quality control coach, even though they promoted you.
Right.
I can remember in newspaper business, we had a guy, and he was the high school writer. And his nickname was High School, right? And he was never going to get a chance to move up.
Because he was pigeonholed as the high school.
The high school
That's
guy,
the word right there.
Right?
Pigeonholed.
Yeah. And he would have to go somewhere else to get a job that's like, oh, you can cover college football. You're not just high school.
Right.
And sometimes that's...
And they might even bring an entirely fresh new look into whatever they're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
So it happens with players. Yeah. It happens in all walks of life. You get pigeonholed.
And once again, I get the, you know, we're jaded. We're jaded around here. I get that. But I'm not just gonna force that thought process on somebody else who hadn't been here.
Right.
If you're a practice player, man, show me you're not a practice player first. You show me that, then you are not that guy anymore.
I remember at one point I showed up to do something with baseball, and somebody goes, "Oh, I thought you were a football writer." And it's like, seriously? It's like, it's sports, right?
I'm a writer. I'm a sports writer.
Are there people playing? I think I can cover this, right?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Except for HBCUs, you don't do well.
Yeah, right. Hey, I spent my time in Jackson, Mississippi, right? I knew about Jackson State, Elkhorn, Mississippi Valley.
That's right, baby.
Well, you'll have an opportunity to cover the Grand Prix of Arlington.
I did the
IndyCar coming to Arlington in 2026. Press conference happening here in the last hour.
Yeah, and it's all through like the stadium,
the entertainment district.
Yeah. They had
nice. That's nice.
There was some sort of, was it NASCAR or what? A road race out like at the airport in Addison around.
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
area?
That was IMSA.
What was it?
IMSA. It was a I don't.
But was it?
But it was a Grand Prix. It's like 20 years ago, probably.
And
18,
out at the
15 years ago.
And
maybe.
out at the Cotton Bowl, too.
Yeah, they had it there, too. That was Formula One, I think.
And guess what?
No, they had Indy. Indy was in wasn't it Addison?
Yeah, so that was
longer
it was
than
smaller.
No, the first time was a long time ago.
I'm trying to remember it because
I actually drove on the course.
This kind of speaks to
you drove the course.
I lived over there at that
All
time.
I was
this
trying
speaks to
say,
your point, but
I covered it.
No, okay, you said that you could cover it. I can't cover Indy cars. In fact, it was a Sunday afternoon at the Addison Grand Prix. And I can't remember. I guess I was working for Channel 11, or maybe I was working for Channel 5, which would have been then. That would have been 30 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was.
30 years ago.
Yeah,
I think I was working at Channel 5
over there. Yeah,
it was.
Yeah.
It was 1995 or 96.
Yes, thank you.
And a guy named Irv Hare won the race, and like we had a 5:30 newscast. And the top of the newscast, I'm supposed to go on live. I got no information on this race. I know nothing about auto racing. All I know is that a guy named Irv Hare won the race. And I got so much crap from people about this live shot.
They knew like you were just BSing your way through it.
I said, and Irv Hare won the race. Irv Hare won the race. We didn't have internet back. I couldn't even look up where Irv Hare was from. I had nothing to say.
Why did they throw you on there with no info, man?
Nobody else did. I was the sports guy. I was supposed to know about this stuff. And, you're in a position, you can't even see what's going on in the race. You know nothing about anything. There's no TV monitor. There's nothing. All I knew was that Irv Hare won the race. So I spent 2 minutes talking about Irv Hare won the race.
And your dad is like, boy,
that's right. Yeah,
he'll never make it.
You need to stick to traditional sports.
You know what? The first auto race I ever covered.
Well, he knew I knew nothing about cars because he tried to teach me how to change the oil, and I'm not.
My mom thought I was going to be a mechanic.
I still don't know how to do that.
She thought I was going to be a mechanic. I'm like, Mom, you do not know your son. You do not know your son.
I was in South Carolina, and they sent me to cover this dirt track race. I show up with. Remember back in the day we had white painter pants or whatever? Well, it's red dirt there, by the way. And they told me that this guy had some winning streak going. And that there was a bounty on him, that if you beat him, you get all this money, right? So I don't know nothing about car racing, and I go out there and I'm covering it, and dirt's flying all over the place. And all I see is on the finish line, the guy that had the bounty on him, his brake lights come on. He slowed down on purpose so the guy could beat him.
Yeah, he did.
And they were going to split the pot.
That's right. They sure were. That's how you do it.
So it was like wrestling. It was fixed.
And I asked the question, right? And it was like, son,
you're not supposed to ask that question.
Oh, they were going to run my ass right out of there. And I said, that's it. No more dirt racing for me.
Wow. All right. Well, more stories from Mickey's journalistic past coming up here on Mick Shots in just a moment.
Irv Hare.
The Medal of Honor is our country's highest military award for valor in combat. More than 40 million individuals have served in the armed forces since the Civil War. Fewer than 4,000 have received the Medal of Honor. The National Medal of Honor Museum will be a place to preserve these legacies and inspire America. It's being built right next door to the Dallas Cowboys in Texas. Help us honor our country's greatest heroes. Learn more and get involved at mohmuseum.org.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, Crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry. Even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Back to Mick Shots.
Celebrate the best of the autumn season with Wrangler Fall Fest at the Star in Frisco. Join us on Saturday, October 19th for a day full of fall fun for the entire family. Enjoy live country music, hang out in the beer garden, and compete in Western-inspired games. Plus, capture fall photo ops, savor seasonal bites, and enjoy Wrangler shopping. Admission and parking is free. Visit thestardistrict.com for more info.
Now, what day is that?
That is the 19th, October the 19th.
October 19th.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bill Jones had to depart early to
Thank God.
take
Ooh,
part in an interview. We don't have to hear any more about hair, right?
Wait, what was
Irv hair?
Irv hair.
Okay, I got one for you.
What you got?
Okay. Other than want to point this out, that everybody keeps asking about Deron Bland returning from his fractured fifth metatarsal.
And when is that?
Well, we don't know.
Okay.
But I'm guessing it's not this week.
Mm-hmm.
My observation of how Cowboys trait guys that have been out that long is they bring them back, they practice them 1 week, then they practice them the next week and figure, okay, you're released to play if it all goes well.
And then he's got to ramp up.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're talking a guy that's going to be out, he's already missed five games, right? Mm-hmm. And a week before that. So he's been out 6 weeks. It's going to take 2 weeks. So even if they start him practicing this week and then he gets the bye, and don't think you practice during the bye.
Right.
You can work out,
okay,
ramp up conditioning, but they don't practice. So then would he practice before?
Well, as an individual,
yeah,
he doesn't need practice as much as he needs
the conditioning. And we're seeing him on the resistance cords recently. So maybe by San Francisco or Atlanta, I would think he's back. Now, the other issue here, and since you're a defensive guy, there's this deal going on that CeeDee Lamb gets a bunch of receptions in the first half and doesn't get them in the second half.
Yeah.
And you can take this game because he had 5 catches for 62 yards, and now he's recorded at least 4 receptions in 38 consecutive games, tying Julio Jones for the second longest streak in NFL history of consecutive games with 4 receptions.
Yeah.
The longest is Michael Thomas. Saints? Michael Thomas?
Yes.
He's 43 straight with 4+. So in this last game, Lamb got his 4 receptions in the first half, 52 yards.
Yeah.
In the second half, 1 catch for 9 yards. So to me, my logical answer is teams adjust, defenses. True?
True. And offenses adjust as well. You know, we force it into them in the first half. Second half, you're looking for us to come back to them. Now we've got other targets that we can use.
Right.
So sometimes the tail does wag the dog in that situation. They might force us to go away from Stephen A. What the hell am I talking about? To go away from CeeDee Lamb, but you could also bait them into changing their coverage, and then we go away from him. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, we could force it to happen, or we can be ready for it to happen when it happens organically. So I could take it either way. I think what I'm looking at right now is any game that I go into, I want to keep them frustrated if I'm in the secondary. If I'm playing against CeeDee Lamb, I want to keep he and Dak in this zone of unknown.
Right.
Right. I want them to continue to have their little problems. I would hope that would work to our advantage. What Pittsburgh didn't realize was our backups are ready to play, because we didn't have to go to him in the second half. In the second half, we went to Ferguson. In the second half, we went more, kept going to Jaden. And they kept thinking, oh, they're going to have to force it to CD one of these plays, which we did. But we were able to come away from that and still be productive with 350 yards passing.
So Tolbert had 2 catches in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up with 7.
Yeah. We were forced to.
So you want to take away Lamb.
Now we got somebody.
I can go somewhere.
Yeah. And which is the way it was with Cook. That's the way it was with Cooks.
Right.
Now Cook's not here. Tolbert is our guy.
And if you think about it, last year with Cooks, the first 7 games, he didn't have that many catches. Nope. They weren't going to him.
Nope.
And then the second half, it picked up.
Well, it's kind of hard to go to him when you got CeeDee Lamb working on the MVP.
And that's the way I asked Dak that question in training camp, and he goes, well, we got CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
But by the second half of the season, now people are like, okay, this guy can't beat us. Well, now things opened up for Cooks. And that's what happened in training camp without CeeDee there. Cooks was the star of training camp.
Would you ever, I'll put it like this. You will never take away the attention of CeeDee Lamb for Ferguson. Right?
Okay.
So that's why Ferguson's always going to be open. That's why Witten was always going to be open. The tight end, to me, is a quarterback's best friend. He is his best friend, especially if you're in a dire situation.
Because you got to figure out how to cover the tight end, right? If you've given up something to cover the receiver, now do you have a safety or a...
Who's going to do that unless you're Kelsey or somebody? A younger Kelsey.
Well, you saw last night, right?
So that's what I'm saying.
Wide open.
Wide open.
The whole game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there going, well, how do they miss coverages? Well, no, that's what they chose.
We are able to stretch. Thank God they have Mahomes. We have Dak. We are able to stretch the defense to open it up underneath for your tight end. And, if you have that running back, for a running back to also damage you in the passing game.
Because a lot of times what they do with wide receivers is they want to take away that slant.
Yes.
So the linebacker can drop into that open area, right? And then the DB knows he's got help. But if the linebacker's got to take care of something else, or he doesn't, then somebody else.
I love it when they take care of they take care of the wide receiver and throughout the entire game, because it's during those drives like we just had the other night. That's when you need Ferguson, and that's when he showed up. That's when Dak looked for him. Those important situations to where you can look at the speed and be dazzled by the catches all you want on the outside. Ferguson is the guy that's going to be he's going to be the guy that makes the difference for you.
And so the natural reaction is, well, what happens to CD and Dak in the second half? They don't think about the other team.
It'd be great if we could force it to him. And he did try.
Yeah.
And that's why you got 2 turnovers.
That's why you got the interception.
As I looked at that play, I don't know what happened, but I kind of see where it could be a back shoulder fade.
Right.
But I don't think CD was expecting the ball at all.
Like he didn't think
because usually they're on point with that. I mean, a back shoulder fade would have been a good pass right there.
I think that's what Dak was throwing.
Yes.
And he kept running.
Well, why would you keep running if there's a defender there already?
It's like you ran into the coverage.
You ran into the coverage, but it doesn't seem as if he thought he was being looked at.
Right.
And regardless of what that is going on, I think the fact that we won that game, that puts a nice little Band-Aid on that for now.
Right.
And that gives them a week to work on whatever issues they're having.
And God forbid if we didn't have the sideline camera.
Man, tell me about it.
You got to see everything and then interpret. Even though you don't know what they're saying, it's like, oh, yeah,
I know what he's
chewing Dak out.
Right.
All right. Well, that's good. Well, we used up our extra 5 minutes
wow,
here.
That was fast. We don't need Bill at all.
We did okay without Bill, didn't we? All right. That's Mick Shots here on DallasCowboys.com, and we'll be back tomorrow on DallasCowboys.com.
Go Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this?